Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Hasan is a guy on the internet, but not at the DNC. Something very funny happened this weekend. Hopping right into the next segment. Hopping right into it. Something very funny happened this weekend that was completely predictable to me, and other people thought it was crazy. Hasan got kicked out of the DNC. Very much deservedly so. And the DNC itself was a fucking absolute shit show as far as pro-Palestine sentiment was concerned. For those of you who don't know, the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, is specifically and only a glaze fest for everybody to support and suck the dick of whoever is about to become the Democratic national candidate for president. That's it. For the Democratic Party to spend several days doing speeches about who's going to be president and why they should be president, how supportive they are of the presidency, how good they were at the presidency last time, how bad the other side is at the presidency, again and again and again. It is not a place where you have dissenting or diminishing ideas at all. It's just not, because you don't need it. It's not valuable, because you're literally just there to say, we are all 110 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion % behind the Democratic person who's running for office. That's literally it. There's a bunch of other reasons and places and times for political speeches, literally thousands of them, right? The DNC picks who gets to talk at the DNC, and the DNC picks people who are going to support the DNC. It is a propaganda event for propagandists and politicians. That is all it has ever been. So during this event, people were ass mad, is the only way to describe it, that for some reason the DNC didn't pick a Palestinian person to speak at the event about the ongoing war, genocide in Israel, Palestine, right? In Gaza. This is the most unsurprising development in the history of developments. It is actually kind of weird that anyone thought that there would be a Palestinian speaker. I don't understand why you thought that would be the case. Literally, historically, why? What? Is it ostensibly pro-Palestine position part of the DNC's current playbook? Not really. They're trying to roll stuff down, but it's still highly supportive of Israel, who is, regardless of how you feel about them, an American ally. So you being upset about it doesn't change that. This is their glaze fest, and anybody that would be a buzzkill during the glaze fest is probably not going to get a chance to speak. It's pretty fucking straightforward. For some reason, the uncommitted pack or uncommitted crew, whatever the fuck, they call them the uncommitted people, right? That we're not committed to vote yet, i.e., until Democrats say that they are going to do every little tiny fucking thing that they think of, and I don't even think it's a collective, it's just any of them individual. Until the Democrats have done everything that they want, they are not going to commit to voting for the Democrats. Right, and so these people were protesting outside the DNC, ostensibly to get someone to speak at the DNC, which is, you have to understand, the stupidest way to go about that. For the most obvious reason possible. If anybody that has an issue with the DNC can protest outside of it, and then that will result in their protester getting a speaking spot, then the DNC has opened up a pathway to always be protested every fucking time that they try to do anything. So why would they do that? On top of it, the protests outside the DNC were disorganized, dangerous, psychotic, and run at times by literal fucking maroons. We're going to look at some of these videos ahead of time, because I want to fucking buffer Hasan getting kicked out of the DNC by showing you the people he was saying were being completely reasonable and completely above board and all of this shit. It is fucking madness. We'll hop in here real quick. So, a lot of this stuff is from Scootercaster New York, who's a person I think knows. They know Dylan Burns. They are also a journalist, so go and support Scootercaster NY. This is from their Twitters. I am going to be showing you not their entire videos, but just a few, because they're the only people that are on the ground that I think have captured some of this shit. And they just had cameras on pointing at people. One of the biggest arguments I've heard again and again and again and again by people that don't understand how fucking history works or life in general is that the point of a bunch of these Israel protests or pro-Palestine protests were basically to show how violent the cops get toward protesters, which is how it worked in the civil rights era. So like in the civil rights era, they did protests and got beat up. And so these people at the Palestinian protests that are getting their ass kicked by cops are exactly the same if they get their ass kicked as civil rights protesters. The reason the civil rights protesters getting their asses kicked had such an impact was because they were polite, non-confrontational, well-dressed, well-spoken church people, like literally saying like, we deserve our place here. And then the cops would psychotically come in and just beat the fuck out of them off rip. They would just literally start beating the shit out of black people right away. If you watch the old videos of the civil rights or the civil rights era, you would see they go around. These people are literally like, I just want to be served, blah, 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 like hanging out, like very quiet. And that just makes you go, okay, yeah. So there is definitely white people are being insanely violent to black people. That is psychotic. There's a very important thing that's a part of that, and it's showing that the response is excessive due to what is happening, right? So the pro-Palestine protests outside of the DNC were insane, to the point where I don't blame Palestinian people or a lot of pro-Palestine activists in America for it, because I can only assume that these people were either ops or just so divorced from reality that they beggar the imagination. However, the worst examples of the pro-Palestine protesters that were at the DNC are the best examples of your average Hasan fan. Like literally stuff he has advocated for, behavior he has said was okay, and that he has condoned again and again and again and again, and has lionized again and again and again and again and again. They partake in. It is not loose rhetoric at all. And he has been excessively forgiving of these people, even though they are completely politically inefficacious. They seem like literally unhinged. And I'm going to show you videos. So I'm prefacing this with you're like, I don't know, I saw some. The chill parts are not as important as the not chill parts, okay? You got to have a chill fucking protest in order for it to be one of those things where everyone goes, oh, the cops desperately overreacted. In this case, I would beat up some of these people because they are actively trying to fight motherfuckers on the ground. So we're going to hop into this. Chicago had a riot at the 1968 DNC too. True. Why not protest before literally any Israeli representative? I mean, you could go almost anywhere and protest anything. This is why I'm confused. It seems like a fucking op. Like, is this Hasbara or whatever the fuck? Like, are the Israelis paying for this? Because it just makes no sense that anyone thought this shit would be efficacious. So we're gonna check out some of this shit. So like I said, this is a lot from Olia Scootercaster, Scootercaster New York. Video by Olgafe Images and Freedom NTV. So this is them breaking down, using tools to topple the perimeter fence outside of the DNC and storm into a protected area. So they knocked off the ratchet strap, and now they're breaking into this area. If I had to guess, this big open street with these fences like this, more than likely this is the ingress egress route to the DNC, right? So if you have a convention that lasts a very long time and is also full of VIPs, like literal VIPs that have to have Secret Service protection, i.e. multiple former presidents and the current president and the president-elect, you have to have an area for people to get in and out for a lot of different reasons. If there's an emergency, any of that happens, you have to keep these pathways open, which is more than likely why this fucking road is open, to get to and from the DNC or from some staging area or the like, and probably to keep a nice big buffer between the protesters and everywhere else. There is no reason as a protester to break into this area to do anything other than make shit more dangerous for everyone. If there's a fence, as a protester, you should respect the fence. Otherwise, you're a rioter, really. Once you start breaking down barriers, yeah, I know it feels cute, and then entering places you're not supposed to be, you do transition from peaceful protest to riot. If you're mad about Jan 6 and you think the Jan 6 people did the wrong thing, this is Jan 6 shit. This is the same deal. You broke down a fence that they put up to keep people out of a certain area. When you enter areas like this, you are potentially putting people's lives at risk by moving crowds into areas that are designed to keep crowds out so that other things can move through. It's not a good idea. I'm just going to say that. I know I'm walking onto it. You also can see now there's another issue. This is a gigantic crowd of people that have like said, we're all going to go in one direction. Now, they got through this fence because this fence has no one on the other side of it because it's a vacuum. This fence has the egress route probably on the other side of it. The other fence, as you saw a second ago, has cops, right? This has police. So if you go far enough, you're going to create a situation where you have pressure here getting relieved into this area, and they are not going to go, you are not getting through this fence. This fence has sticks and pepper balls and motherfuckers that really just want to beat the shit out of you on the other side of it. Okay? So they are creating situations again and again and again throughout these where you're creating pressure situations, filling up this area, moving over. Victory to the new intifada. Stop all U.S. aid to Israel. War crimes, not self-defense. Luckily, most of these people are smart enough not to come out here. This is mostly journalists. Globalize the intifada. Jesus Christ. So you got people who are rattling and shit. Thankfully, most of everybody's pretty fucking chill. It's also the middle of the day when people are going to be less fucking psychotic.
Burning, but had the nerve to fucking talk about a flag burning. Fuck you, Kamala. Fuck you. Aaron Bushnell. Aaron fucking Bushnell.
Yeah, so this entire crowd is fucking wound up about shit that the people I've been telling you are winding people up in the worst possible way about. That's the kind of mentality motivating these people. They have transitioned from political efficacy to martyrdom. He died, so we have to stop everything. No, he died for literally no reason. But people like Hasan and other individuals have been pumping him up, saying shit like he's a fucking martyr. You know, he died for a fucking reason. This is the kind of shit. This kind of shit right here is going to keep fucking happening because fucking America won't listen. America refuses to fucking listen to people and give them their due. And this is going to keep happening. And why is it going to keep happening? Because people like fucking Hasan, people like Demon Mama as well, and other idiots who don't mind people killing themselves for a cause that they get paid to support, they won't fucking tell you to stop doing it because it's good content. It's good content for Hasan, which is Hasan's biggest concern at all times. He does not give a fuck about Palestine. I don't care if he does. His biggest fucking concern is always content, and the best content he can get is people being fucking insanely pissed off and killing themselves on fucking camera.
I will no longer be complicit. They are killing children.
Okay, so this is one that drives me crazy. This is at night. This is one that I saw earlier. This is stupidity. This is the thing that ended up in people getting fucking crushed. This is, don't ever get involved in this. You're not going anywhere. The point of military marches and marching into other formations is to do one of basically two things: to get to an objective or to crush the other formation. That's why you do that. So if you're not trying to go somewhere specifically, I guess maybe in this case they're trying to get into the DNC, which they're not going to get into because on the other side of the cops who are being paid also to kind of not kill you is the people who are armed with M16s and shit who are going to start shooting you after you get past a certain line. So you're not getting into the DNC. Pushing like this against a force that you're going to find is completely immovable is going to be bad, because what they do is they're going to create a fucking crush. You see how this tight area is full of people with nowhere to go? When they keep walking forward and this guy eventually stops right here against this fucking line of cops, behind him are hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. It doesn't even take that many. 80, 90 people can create a crush. It does not take that many. Because 80 or 90 people, if you think about it, weigh 80 or 90 times 125 to 250, the average weight of people. Probably 180 is the average weight of the person in this crowd if you go to a hard average. So, like, if we go up to just 200, thousands of pounds of pressure can be created instantaneously. If you extrapolate that up to hundreds, it's a wave of energy. These people are, because they are upset, they think that they're justified in doing literally anything that comes to their fucking mind, and they're endangering the lives of all the people behind them. Everyone in front of them is trained for this. They're ready. They have crowd control measures. These fucking journalists are going to fucking skedaddle out of the way, maybe get their asses kicked by cops when they try to pass the cop line, because the cops aren't going to let you pass. By the way, if you're a journalist, you're not going to pass the cop line. Right, left, or center. They're going to kick your ass if you try to Red Rover them. They're going to stop you, and when they stop you and these people start leaning back because they're getting hit in the fucking head with batons and fucking tear gas, they're going to lean into this crowd this way. These people that don't know to stop moving are going to come this way, and everyone in this area right here is going to start being suffocated to death and trampled. And even worse if you freak the fuck out. Don't ever do this. There's nowhere to go. You're not going to get past them and then get into the DNC, and then what? You're going to be angry as fuck in the DNC and burn a flag, and then everyone's going to go, oh shit. Well, I'm fucking on your guys' side now. I didn't even know. It wasn't until you came in here screaming at me through a bullhorn with the flag of my country on fire that I went, fuck, maybe there is another way. No, you're not. You're going to accomplish nothing. You're going to risk the lives of everybody in the crowd, and potentially people could die because you're a fucking idiot. This guy specifically is a fucking moron. This dude should be fucking singled out hardcore in every criticism of this. He only gets worse.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
So they kettle you too because they come in behind and dismantle the protest from the rear flank because they want these people exhausted and confused. Yeah, well, you also want people to move. This, I think, is actually the uncommitted people that fucking Hasan was shouting out. And if they're not, I didn't see a clear fucking I didn't see a clear fucking separation between them. So.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free Palestine of the world! You are on the wrong side of history.
These cops don't give a fuck. This dude right here is getting ready to fucking club a guy. This is the best day of his life. He doesn't give a shit. The city is Chicago, right? The city of Chicago has paid this motherfucker $80,000 a year to club somebody in the fucking head.
Stay tight! Move forward. Gaza, don't you cry! Palestine will never die! Keep it tight, keep it tight.
So yeah, this is it.
Keep it tight, keep it tight.
So you're trying to get out here, you're trying to spread your message, right? This is the guy. He's trying to spread his message to these little dildos out here.
Keep it tight, keep it tight. Keep it tight, keep it tight. Keep it tight, keep it tight.
So at that point, fuck this guy. I told people about this before. If you guys don't see, this dude just, for no fucking reason, he's like, so where are you guys marching to? Which is a good question, because where the fuck do you think you're marching to? This is the guy that's leading this protest.
Keep it tight, keep it tight.
He fucking slaps this dude's mic out of his hand. What the fuck was the point of that? That is the level of these guys at this fucking protest right now, which is not how any normal protest acts. You're not going to accomplish anything. Now everybody doesn't like you. Oh shit. You can have everybody fucking against you. Who are you talking to? Who are you fucking acting like? What in the fuck is wrong with you? This is the guy that's leading these people, and this is the kind of person that is coming to these protests. These are Hasan fans. Like, literally, I can't describe it any other way. Their rhetoric, what they think is okay to say, what they think is okay to do, the not thinking about the consequences of their actions, and acting like spoiled middle-class assholes is literally the entirety of his entire fucking fan base. I swear to God these days.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
The cops aren't going to come help this guy because the cops are holding the line. The cops are doing their job. Their job is to make sure this crowd doesn't go anywhere. So that's what I'm telling you. If you're a fucking journalist, you're not going to get any fucking help from the cops in a protest. They are not going to help you. Right, left, or center, they don't give a fuck. They will not help you. But yeah, he just fucking broke this guy's shit for no fucking reason. I don't know who this dude is, but I'll tell you what, anything that he has to say about this protest negative, I agree with him. I don't give a shit. I agree with him. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You're on fucking camera. You're being observed by the world. And people are trying to fucking ask you questions about what you're trying to accomplish, and all you're doing is literal violence. You acted violently. This is the nature of how these protests are perceived, and it is because people have been just giving them carte blanche to act in the stupidest fucking way. The pro-Palestine movement in America for the last 6 months. This is what I said was going to happen when kids were doing dumb shit like invading buildings and taking over territory at their college campus for Palestine. Literally doing nothing. Well, I was trying to get some eyes on the situation. Dude, go fucking be a journalist. You know what I mean? Go fucking take pictures of what the fuck's happening and send it to everybody. No one gives a fuck. No one knows why or what is going to be accomplished by you taking over a building on your fucking Ivy League campus or non-Ivy League. It doesn't really fucking matter. But the excessive carte blanche support for that leads directly to shit like this. It's only going to get worse. That's what they're saying. That's what these guys are saying. It is only going to get worse. They're literally flirting with terrorism. Hasan has come out in favor of terrorism. Hasan is pro-terrorism. He is literally pro-terrorism. He has interviewed favorably a Houthi terrorist. He has sent terroristic threats to a sitting U.S. senator. Doesn't matter if you don't agree with him. He has decreased the overall value of the conversation to the point where people think individuals like this are actually being politically efficacious. They aren't. They haven't been. I don't care what specifically you think is happening anywhere in the world. No matter what it is, this doesn't do anything to change it. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be stop oil. It could be I want no one to ever have an abortion again. It could be I want the fucking 10 Commandments tattooed on the heads of every school child so that they know God in their life. No one is going to agree with your fucking cause when you behave this way. And people are going to stop being supportive and sympathetic of you trying to talk about your cause when you are not denouncing shit like this. Hardcore denouncing, hardcore. When you see this guy do this, you should not, and for a second say well, you got to understand, children are dying in Palestine. What the fuck does a kid dying in Palestine have to do with you assaulting someone in America who didn't do that? That person didn't do it. Well, I don't know if you know this, but he paid taxes 16 years ago. And that tax money got turned into a bit. And so literally just anything I do is ontologically good because I already am on the right side of history. That's where this fucking rhetoric goes. That's where this completely unbridled and unchallenged support of fucking dipshits doing dipshit stuff goes. It's just bad. It's just stupid. This is the natural result of Hasan's politicking, of Hasan's rhetoric.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
Look at this guy. This dude's fucking terrified now. This dude's fucking scared shitless. This guy broke his stuff. He can't fucking go anywhere. There's cops here. Still gonna fucking, if he's still doing his job, this kid's a fucking champion.
There's a car behind you.
And this is why you have people like Ian Miles Chung and shit that have whole fucking careers because of dipshits like this. Like that guy on the fucking class thing. Who act overly violent, and then they will fucking highlight you as the permanent fucking poster child of the entire movement. Normally, it takes a lot of fucking work to find one asshole that's that fucking psychotic, and they're not usually the one with the megaphone that's actually leading the thing. In this case, it is. You don't have to do any work. You don't have to send Ian Miles Chung out there or fucking some other Tim Pool ancillary to say, oh shit, the Palestine protests are violent. The guy that's literally running it is doing violence on camera. He's just being violent. That's what it is. Look at it's just more of it.
Don't burn the American flag.
Yeah, we did. And your fucking stupid ass flag too.
It's our country.
Fuck this country. Burn it down. Burn it down.
You guys are the enemy. Don't burn the flag.
Yeah. Sure, whatever, bro.
Don't burn the American flag.
Fuck yeah, baby.
People have constantly tried to say the pro-Palestine movement is not a pro-terrorism movement. These are not terrorists. These people are not terrorists. And I do not believe that the people of Palestine are terrorists or even terrorist sympathizers. I think that they really did get a bad shake. And there's a lot of bad things happening in that fucking country that are literally causing them to be genocided. This only makes it worse. This only makes it worse. No one in America will change their mind about American policy because you burned an American flag. None of them. None of them. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? People that are in my family that are on the right are going to see this and be like, oh man, you can make me fucking happy that I paid my taxes this year. You know what I mean? Burning the fucking American flag. I don't care if you do it, but I'm not going to support you. I'm not going to support you screaming like we're going to burn this country down. We're going to burn this fucking country down. This is Hasan's rhetoric. These are Hasan fans. Everyone that's watching this is like, Tyler, I think you're being a little too harsh. You're a fucking idiot. You are fucking up. You are failing Palestinian children. You are failing the people of Palestine by being remotely supportive of this shit. My prediction is that it was going to get worse. It's gotten worse. And my prediction is it's from here going to get even worse. Israeli Mossad people that fucking live in America are going to be watching this, writing down people's fucking faces, checking their names, and trying to do everything in their fucking power to try to get these people close access to firearms and munitions because they know that they'll be able to fucking black flag America into fucking World War III with Palestine. They will do that in a fucking heartbeat, and people like Hasan have drummed up this fucking controversy, drummed up these emotions with doomerism, with anti-American sentiment that goes fucking nowhere, anti-American sentiment that has no idea how America works, just America bad. And what you're left with is people that are burning flags and assaulting fucking reporters at the protest. And they are going to take center stage. There's no like, Tyler, you're not focusing on the nice protests. Those don't matter now. They don't matter now. You don't get to have a crowd's worth of bad actors and then still say that the protests are chill. The protests are legit. The protests are above board. We just want a little bit of stuff. This is now the face of your movement. It's been hijacked. You lost it. You lost the movement. Sucks. I know. Isn't it dog shit? Fuck. That's as easy as it is. It's about public opinion. It always has been. You're out here begging to get a chance to speak. They're already speaking for you. This guy, that guy, all of these people are speaking on behalf of the Palestine movement. And that's fucking it. You're done now. You failed. You failed because you let it out of the bag and it can't go back in. That's how quick it can fucking happen. That's why civil rights icons are civil rights icons. They kept it in the bag. They got it. They did everything. They knew how the system worked, how the game was played, and they played the game every fucking day until they got what they wanted. They did not go out and do this dumb shit and set everybody back 15 fucking steps for the two that they already gained. Absolutely, absolutely fucking insane that anyone sees any of this and is anything but fucking ashamed of themselves for how they're behaving, especially if they're on the fucking left. Fighting the cops. Oh, you thought we were done? Look, you got all these people fucked up with this move back shit. Remember I told them there, lock arms, stay tight, stay tight. Cops aren't letting you by. The cops are being paid to not fuck you up. I know you hate to hear it because they are going to fuck you up. If they are being paid to be chill for at least a fucking second, when you push in, it's go time. They're all going to remember you saying you call them fucking pigs and shitheads and stuff. They're going to fucking remember that. They're going to hit you as hard as they can. You're pushing all these people in to the cops to move them closer to what? What are you going to do? Where's the not murdered children and the unpurchased bombs on the other side of this fucking collection of cops? Where is it? what actually happens. You have to imagine scenarios where any of this is valuable. Get back. You can hear the fucking crowd saying, move back, move back, move back. The crowd is literally pushing itself into the cops. And the cops are not going to move. And the people that get up in the front are going to become... You don't keep walking when you get hit in the head with a baton. You fall down. And the cops aren't trying to move past you back into the crowd. You are falling into the people behind you. You're flinching back. And every time you do that, the cops know, the cops train for this, the people behind you get more and more and more crushed. They're literally risking people's lives for fucking nothing at this protest. This is where Hasan's rhetoric leads. He is a bad person just because he's fucking stupid. Literally just being too fucking stupid to understand how the fucking world works puts you here. Million other things that you could be doing. All of this all of this effort. People are in the hospital. People are in jail now. Fucking some people might have almost fucking died in the crowd. I hope nobody did. I don't want anyone to be fucking injured. But that's what's going to happen when you do stupid shit like this. What is the fucking cause? It's, once upon a time they talk about, well, there's all these violent protests and stuff back in the 1960s. And then you bring up like, oh yeah, the Black Panthers fucking literally went to a jail to keep somebody that got arrested from being lynched. Do you know what I mean? That's not happening here. You're trying to break into a VIP area. Behind these cops are only more cops. And behind the cops are additional federal cops. And behind them are snipers and people with M16s. They'll fucking kill you. You could only endanger yourselves more for nothing. For nothing. There's no gain. It's just you're just doing it to do it. That is the heart and spirit of terrorism. That is where terrorism comes from. Getting people wound up, desperate, and clueless. Zealous belief in the efficacy of just being ontologically good. We're just on the right side of history, so anything we do is going to work. Literally none of this affects anything positively. None of it doesn't do shit for Palestine. What do you think of, oh man, like, Palestinian kid, like, oh yeah, look, they fucking got their asses kicked by the cops. Kids starving to death. Oh, thank God for that. I thought I was forgotten. You're just talking yourselves up to do the stupidest fucking shit, man. There is no value in it. If it's a different protest with different results and pushing through the cops can do something, fucking do it. Hell yeah. But if it doesn't get anything accomplished, what the fuck are you wasting your time and energy for? Why are you actively getting people's asses kicked? For nothing. No one's gonna like you. You guys are already not the fucking likable people. Most Americans that see you burn a flag, yell at people you're gonna burn the country down, and then you push into a cop and get your fucking shit pushed in, are gonna laugh at you and say that they're glad that the cops are there to beat your fucking ass. And then that's it. You got a laugh out of a fucking righty. And that's it. That's it. And if you hate what I'm saying right now, it's because I'm fucking not lying to you. And that's the fucking truth, bro. That's the end of it. Another big part of this is TikTok brain rot, of which I suffer from. So many creators on that app advocate for violence every day. There are the chill ones who understand that violence is stupid too. Thank you actually for saying that. Let me just go ahead and bring that up real quick. So this is a react to Lowell Overruled, who is a lawyer in New York City and like a Hasan stan. Lowell Overruled, it's this guy right here, not the person that's reacting to him, has advocated for violence a number of times. A number of times. I used to follow him because sometimes he has pretty good content. A lot of times it's like weepy, depressed shit. Over the last several years, you've seen him basically kind of disintegrate and become more and more radicalized. He's done shows with Hasan. I don't have any other stuff because sometimes he gets drunk as shit and like posts stuff. One of them I had at 2 a.m. and he was just like literally said, "This is lost. It's lost, so I can't prove it." But he literally said, "I hope one day the things I say lead somebody into doing some kind of violence against the people that are doing this to us." Like he literally just said that. I fucking don't have it anymore because he deleted it. I should have fucking saved it, but I didn't. But here's a close second.
$7.45 million gets you in Chelsea.
Kids, it's important to remember, anybody who has this kind of wealth is ontologically evil, and nothing you do to them is wrong.
Since he's an attorney, I'm pretty sure that makes what he just said legal advice. Can you confirm?
So like that's the kind of guy he is. There's probably a bunch of other ones that if I wanted to look fucking forever, but TikTok's a pain in the ass to look shit up. That's a little overruled. That's a major. He's like a 1.2, 2.1 some odd milli fucking TikTok creator and a Hasan friend. He's streamed with Hasan. He advocates for this stuff. He repeats stuff that Hasan says. He is literally pro-terrorism. That is a pro-terrorism statement. Now, I'm not saying I don't even fucking disagree with him. Obviously, you can get a little fucking Fed posty and shit, but he does that stuff like pretty straight fucking faced again and again and again and again and again and again. I mean, this is another one of his things. I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment in this video. It's from earlier this year.
Good morning from occupied New York City. Last night we watched one of the largest mobilizations of the NYPD being utilized to brutalize students and professors at Columbia University and at City College in New York City, using the tools that the NYPD has learned by training with Israeli Defense Forces in Israel and with weapons provided by the U.S. military-industrial complex that are normally utilized to brutalize and destroy people in developing nations, but have been brought home via the imperial boomerang. People ask me to say this, so I'm going to say it. If you're going to get arrested, you're probably going to be charged with trespassing, which is a violation, not a crime. At the point that you are in custody, that you are cuffed, that they are grabbing you and saying you're under arrest, there's no need at that point to go limp. You will pick up additional charges that will make your situation worse if you go limp. You'll also potentially get hurt. Film everything. It's your right to do so. If you are brutalized, you can sue the police. Don't go to protest alone. Stay safe. Free Palestine. Good luck out there, everyone.
So it's not like the worst video ever, but the kind of vibe is there. And that's really what I'm talking about is this constant fucking doomerism, this hello from occupied New York City, which is just a weird thing to say. Like, you might as well just begin it with a fucking like a Native American like land acknowledgement. You know, New York City's been occupied for a long time, ever since it was New Amsterdam. You know what I mean? It's been that way. It's been that way. But this sort of articulation of like, oh, now these are like white problems. It's always kind of funny to me, like, you know, once upon a time we only did this to third world countries, but now we do it to fucking students and shit. It's this doomerism, you know, and this sort of signing off on this shit again and again and again and again. And the calls to violence, he's done that other times. I don't know how to say that any better. It's just these people are ontologically evil and anything that you do to them is okay. You can hate fucking people and you can Fed post. But you have to understand there's a different level of gravity when you are a multi-million follower TikTok channel. When you're fucking Hasan size, you've got to fucking curb your rhetoric from I'm an upset private citizen to, hey, actually legitimately tens of thousands, maybe millions of people will hear and react to what I'm saying either positively or negatively. Like, I don't understand what you think you're doing for Palestine or the people in Palestine that you ostensibly support by like engaging in this sort of rhetoric that makes you sound like a fucking psycho and makes people feel justified in doing psycho shit in the name of your cause that you're kind of like co-signing off. You know what I mean? You saying, hey, do all this stuff at the protests. This is how you get away with, you know, whatever the fuck. Or it's a pretty good fucking advice, I guess. I don't know anything about New York law, but it also isn't saying anything, you know, about like, hey, make sure to be, you know, a little bit responsible with what you're doing. Maybe make sure you have a fucking goal in mind and that you're not just going outside doomering, angry as fuck, justifying any little thing that comes to your mind to do. Also that, you know. Okay, so we're going to get to the final kind of point in this that's a little bit the most important, right? Hasan got kicked out of the DNC. But people were like, oh, it's ridiculous. And Hasan was saying it's something about white supremacy. I mean, Hasan's not like literally white, but he's whiter than me by the fucking rules of how money and influence work. He's literally whiter than I've ever been as a Catholic German from the Westside of Cincinnati. Being that rich makes you infinitely more white than me. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
It's fine. It's just like we're getting booted. We're getting booted from this space. We're fine. We're fine for now in this. We're not fine for now. We're like literally like we're permanently done here. Bro, that's so whack. Fight back? What do you mean? I will get evicted forcibly at gunpoint. There's no fighting back. If they say,
I appreciate the like bending over because his career is at risk. But like, you don't see the, oh, okay, well, you know, there's rules. You know, there's not a lot I can do. You don't see that there's not a lot that can be done. I'm kind of bent over a barrel here when it comes to other people putting their fucking lives on the line at these protests and shit. Literally putting your lives on the line. If you go and fight with a fucking cop, you could die. So like this, like, get out there, you gotta let these people know what the fuck. You have to let them know what's going on. You have to get out there. You have to make yourself fucking heard. All that shit. But then, oh shit, I'm getting kicked out of the DNC. I mean, fight back. Fight back. What should I do? That's for the poor people that are outside protesting. Well, could somebody buy me a pizza? Like this is what I'm fucking talking about. Cowed immediately. Why? Because the bag got threatened. He's upset that he's got fucking interviews and shit with famous people. The clout got threatened. The bag got threatened. It's time for him to pull out, bro. He's fucking pulling out.
When someone says you gotta leave this area and like move to a different area, do you know how many Secret Service and like federal agents are here? Like, there's no world where I just
He's not doing a protest at the DNC. He's not. We will not be moved. We will not be moved. No, that's not. Hasan isn't going to do that. That's the bag, bro. He's not poor. He's not like you. He's not fucking Palestinian, first off. Whew. He's from Turkey, okay? Turkey does to other minorities what Israel does to Palestinians, okay? He's Turkish, all right? He does the genocide, all right? He doesn't get genocided. So when the fucking halls of power come and talk to Hasan, Hasan's gonna move. All right? The people outside can storm fences. All right, they can beat the drum. They can say, Aaron Bushnell, the martyr, Aaron Bushnell set himself on fire to protest this change. He's a fucking hero, dude. Hey, son, you can't have your booth anymore at a place where you could protest. You could shout fucking free Palestine from your booth. You could do it during her speech. You could stay in there and shout free Palestine. You're actually the closer than anyone else. Oh, do you know how many? Do you know how many fucking Secret Service are out here? I have fucking lunch. I have lunch with a porn star on I can't go to fucking jail. He's a born bitch, bro. Born bitch. He's a rich fucking cunt who will let people fucking get their asses beat on the fucking picket line that he is firing up, but he won't do shit when the bag is threatened. He won't do shit when the cloud is threatened. He is a fucking pussy. He always fucking has been. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about them dead Palestinian kids. He never did. He doesn't give a fuck. He was never working class. He was never at risk of violence. He's a rich kid from fucking Turkey. He is there to get the fucking bag. And once the bag was threatened, he had to go. He's not one of us. He's not one of you. He's not one of any of us.
Doing this. Are they giving you another place to go? I don't know. And what are we going to do about our stuff? Why even let you in just to kick you around? Guys, come on. We're at the Democratic National Convention. There's a lot of things that are moving around, okay? There's a lot of moving parts at any given moment. They're not kicking me out of the convention. They're saying that they have to use this space. They wouldn't do this to CNN? Yeah, no shit, they wouldn't do this to CNN, dog. I'm not CNN. What do you mean? The fact that I have CNN level access is already insane. Be for real, okay? I don't even know how I got this level of accommodation to begin with. Tell them your uncle Jank. Your uncle is Jank. Yeah, I'll tell them that. They gave him a worse space than me, so I don't know how that would work.
Weaselly little
Just
liar, dude.
You told him you'd want to do it all day. Yeah, I know. I literally said, if I can't do it all day.
Just kind of whack because you told them you'd want it all day and they said no problem last night and now they're making you change. They should have just put you somewhere else to begin with. Like, dude, you're just losing a fucking... This is like a way too nice booth. From what I understand, there's every possibility that his rhetoric and shit was dog ass and they were just like, okay, you gotta get out of here, bro. You gotta fucking go. But also, like, this is just a really nice spot. And the shit's premium and you want people with more reach in those spots. You know what I mean? But here's the other thing. Other journalists that were there were streaming till the end from the floor consistently. The Pondering Politics crew were basically against a fucking wall somewhere getting interviews. They did journalism. I have a lot of respect for them. I don't know about their politics necessarily or whatever, but I saw IRI on the floor almost the entire fucking time. I think Hutch was out there almost the entire time. None of them had the accommodations that Hasan Piker did. None of them had that level of accommodation that they did, and they still made it happen. They got a bunch of good interviews. They were talking with people. They were doing stuff, but this guy got fucking, fuck. I'm gonna get kicked out, dude. The fucking bag, bro.
Come in. I will just stream from my hotel room. But it is what it is, okay?
I guess I'll just go back to the fucking. Go back to the fucking hotel room.
Our hands. It's out of everyone else's hands. Listen, they pushed out Joe Biden. Of course, they'll push me out too. You know. They're kicking us out.
Unlucky.
I don't know why.
Look at how fucking nice of a spot he had. Look at this.
They're kicking us out.
He's got fucking the whole goddamn 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking lights and the backdrop while all these other people are over here. And he's like, oh, fuck. I'm fucked, man. I can't do it. Got a full teleprompter. Goddamn, dude, this is the setup of setups. There's a whole nother fucking box seat back here. This shit's ridiculous. This is the Gucci. You're lucky you're fucking in there. Everybody else is out there with fucking GoPros on little fucking Steadicam booms. You know what I mean? All right, there she goes. That's Kamala Harris. Like she's walking around. Hey, it's Tim Walz. Look at this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like he's got the fucking most Gucci setup in the world. I'm just gonna go back to the hotel.
Unlucky.
I don't know why.
Apparently there's a double booking. That might just be an excuse. I don't know.
So I guess at the end of the day, while they do appreciate online influence,
that setup is wasted on his chair streaming. 100%. Dude, it's insanity. Insanity. Especially considering how much they're fucking sacrificing for this spot. Understand. Listen to this. This is the DNC. I know you don't. If you don't care about it, you don't care about it. But look, this is box seats. You know how fucking stadium works. All right, up here, right? That shit's probably like fucking $125, maybe like $250 for every day. You know, to be there all the whole time. Then you get down here, it's gonna be like $400 or $500. You get down here, it's gonna be like a K. You get down here on the fucking floor, all the way over there. Who knows how much? These seats right here, these box seats, are like $10,000 fucking dollars per box. You know what I mean? So they have a box they didn't sell, and they put Hasan in it, and he's got the whole fucking box, which is also weird because I've been to these a number of times. I have been to these type of things a number of times. When I was a student journalist, I covered the fucking Barack Obama's re-election, okay? And so I went to a bunch of these for Reds and Blues in fucking areas. Normally, you have one of these booths, or these kind of booths and setups, sometimes they'll build little stages to the side of where the podiums are and stuff, will be packed almost shoulder to shoulder, literally just as tight as the shot can get, with different anchors from different places. Like Vosh. Hasan had a spot that can accommodate 10 fucking anchors side to side. They just zoom in on your head. You're bumping shoulders and stuff, but you're out there. You've got your mic. It doesn't go that much further because it's super cardioid. And you talk about what's going on directly over your shoulder. He had it zoomed out, and you could see everything. Like this dude fucking his setup over here is crazy. You know what I mean? Like the podium is right here behind him. This is an insane amount of space. Insane amount of space.
The fact that I have CNN level access is already insane.
So he's got to clean up. He's got his little chair.
Up to par with, traditional media, because I doubt that, NBC would be getting kicked out randomly. But now you can tell your colleagues, like, no, I saw the largest online commentator get chucked out with 60,000 people watching.
This is his video where he's acting like a fucking Karen, dude. Whoever this poor guy is. Just fucking whining and shit. Completely, I don't know if you know this, I'm the biggest fucking online I don't know if you know how much clout I have. I'm not even going to keep filming here because I don't even want to give you guys any more attention, but it's like, dude, your entire fucking audience hates Kamala Harris. You keep calling her Kamala Harris. You keep calling her a fucking cop. Why the fuck would they want your coverage at the goddamn Glaze Fest? You fucking moron. You're not even a journalist. Even if the journalists agree with you, like, I don't fucking like Kamala Harris, whatever. There's fucking Fox News people. I don't even fucking like her. You are only commentary. You know what I mean? And you have a good spot for somebody to put a fucking big ass goddamn camera down onto the stadium. You're sitting there. It's the fucking Hasan show. These fucking protesters outside, they're the ones who really have something to say.
It happens to everybody, is what I'm saying. All right, we're ready to go. Let's let it rip. Shave your mustache like Mike Pillow? Yeah. I want to shave my mustache like Michael Pillow and come back in.
Did you see the footage of that?
I did. It was incredible. He got owned by children. How embarrassing.
That 12-year-old kid?
Yeah. That was awesome. I mean, they didn't even take our credentials away. We still have access to this floor.
COPING,
I feel like the worst
Hasan,
part about this is
absolutely.
like I feel like a kid that's been naughty. You know what I mean? But you also don't know what, like, I also don't know what I've done. And it almost feels like, I mean, it could be any number of different things, you know what I mean? And it's the uncertainty of it all that makes me feel worse about the situation. But I also still feel pretty good because I never would have imagined getting this level of access to begin with.
Here's the fucking thing. Here's the thing. If you don't know about politics coverage, and I'm going to blow your mind about this. Here's the thing about politics coverage. You cover the politicians. At a convention, it's non-stop coverage if you are in that sphere. I am glad I'm not. I hate doing raw election politics coverage. It's just mind-numbing to me. People fucking love it. They eat it up. You can get a lot of views and shit, but the whole point of it is for you to go and interview politicians and videotape politicians and talk about what they are talking about. Hasan is at the DNC being filmed and talking about Hasan. That's not useful for anybody, right? Except for Hasan fans. So it's not really that valuable to have Hasan at the DNC because Hasan is there to jerk himself off, clout shark onto major politicians and talk to his audience about shit his audience wants to hear about, which is mostly how the presumptive candidate and nominee is a child murdering genocidal cop, which is dubiously true at best. And so, like, literally, what the fuck is the value? Does not understand the situation at hand. Worthless coverage. Worthless. Literally worthless. I bet they have people watching his stream, and I guarantee you there's a bunch of people fucking fed posting unmoderated in it as well. Like, what do you think his stream looked like? Cop, pig. You know what I'm saying? What in the fuck? Not even remotely fucking good faith shit is what his fucking audience is like. The rest of them are outside.
No worries. Someone is definitely watching the stream because I literally said, oh, they didn't even take our credentials away.
And then just showed up.
Someone is watching the stream.
But on this theory that we're going to give you the whole thing and then cut it down, you think it's because you said something today they didn't like?
I did compare DNC to Israel. That might have been the final blow because we got the.
His NYT journalist is trying to get that fucking scoop, boy. He's fucking. This dude's an information pumper. I like this guy. This guy's probably fucking solid. Do you watch how he fucking? If you see me do the same thing, all right, this is basic journalism shit. Do you see how he asks the point of question then shuts the fuck up? Just shuts the fuck up. Hey, what do you think about that? Doesn't even make a statement for reacting. Just lets Hasan start going. This guy is a fucking champ.
They didn't like?
I did compare DNC to Israel.
Huh?
That might have been the final.
He has a statement. He has a thought. He didn't share it. Why? Because he might stop talking.
Blow, because we got the call like shortly after I tweeted that because so the Uncommitted campaign wanted to have a Palestinian American speak.
Yeah,
which I think is like a pretty reasonable demand. Like these aren't like random activists. These are like Democratic Party.
See, the thing about it is, and this is the issue I have with this entire Uncommitted, the psycho version of the pro-Palestine protests that are helping nobody, is this language where you have demands. You guys notice that the fucking pro-Palestine protesters, not Palestinians, not almost ever Palestinians, usually whites, whites and middle-class individual Americans have demands. You know, crazy how they have demands, like they have leverage. What's your leverage? Oh, we'll stop protesting. I don't think the cops can stop you from protesting like literally the second we ask them to. So not much leverage on your part. Well, you're going to have to deal with us getting our asses kicked on the nightly news. Everybody wants to see that happen. As a matter of fact, people have been calling us asking to see you get your ass kicked. They fucking hate you. You're actually some of the most hateable protesters that have been seen outside in years. It's kind of crazy how bad you are at this. Because everyone wants to see you get your shit pushed in, like almost all of America. You're an insane minority in this entire thing. They fucking really don't like you. So what leverage do you think you have? Well, we'll stop burning the American flag. You're not nice. You're like mean, demanding, trying to destroy people's careers, literally taking any action you fucking think of in a second. Be like, well, we'll stop doing all of this stuff. And we're demanding. It's a reasonable demand. We demand to have a speaker at this thing. Like, you mean a request? Did you want to ask? Demand. We demand. Like, you're not in a fucking, you don't have that leverage. We demand these things happen or we're not going to vote for this person. Okay, well, we're going to see if we can get the win without your votes. And actually, we looked at it. And people are really not liking you or your cause more and more every fucking day because you're so bad at representing it. So it's actually like, I don't think we need you, and that's going to be even worse because basically the pro-Palestine, this uncommitted is great. Whatever the fuck, uncommitted idiots, these uncommitted individuals are putting them into a position, themselves in a position where they're proving that it's politically pointless to try to acquiesce to any demands from them. Because first off, they're giving demands as a hyper minority, like literally less of them than almost any other caucus I think I've seen. Like you can drum up protests because you get people fucking mad as shit because of all these online influencers and stuff, but there's almost none of you. So like, what are we going to lose? It's not the way to behave if you want to get shit done.
Party operatives, right? Like they just happen to be Palestinian American, right?
Right.
And Mehdi Hasan said, and Rashida Tlaib as well, confirmed it, that the DNC was like sending out information to the press that like, oh, actually we wanted the Georgian, the Palestinian American from Georgia, Rula, I think her name is?
Yeah.
That she was one of the speakers that they gave to the DNC with like a vetted speech. And then the DNC was apparently, or someone was leaking to the media that like it was the uncommitted movement that didn't want her to speak specifically, which doesn't make any sense because they literally kept presenting her very openly as the person.
She's out there with Abbas. What? She's out there with Abbas.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh. Let's march up to the high ground with no plan and party wipe. Typical Dota 2 pub and anarchist protest. Literally, you're 100% correct. It's fucking Leroy Jenkins. That's what it is. Thank you. We've done it. The entire fucking uncommitted pro-Palestine move. I don't even want to call them pro-Palestine because I like the thought of Palestinians having their own fucking space back and not being fucking murdered all the goddamn time. I hate attaching the name of them to these idiots. But yeah, these are just, they're Leroy Jenkins. It's the Leroy Jenkins of politics. Leroy Jenkins! Like, oh my God. We should have won that. We had the numbers. We had the strategy. What have you done? That's what it is. That's what's happening. You guys are being actual pro-Palestine people who have their fucking heads on straight and want this shit to change, who know that this isn't going to be something that ends this year. It's going to be decades of rebuilding, of work, of integration in politics that when it finally, if it does have a positive outcome, is a positive outcome that is going to belong to the children of today. I am sorry for you that your fucking protest movements or your movement in general is being fucking bogarted by the 2024 version of Leroy Jenkins. That's 100% what it is. Perfect fucking comment from the chatter.
So Mehdi Hasan tweeted about it and was like, this is bullshit. We know that the uncommitted movement is the ones who actually put...
I thought most of the protests have been incredibly peaceful and that most of the violence has come from counter protesters and the police. Wrong. Had it on video. Just wrong. Sorry. Did you think that or did you look it up? People keep saying that shit, and then it's just not true. It's just not true. Also, people keep thinking that fucking screaming in motherfuckers' faces and like locking arms and standing in areas and taking over fucking buildings is peaceful, but those are crimes. You can't commit crimes in front of the cops. You can't. It's actually one of the rules. One of the most important ones. Don't commit crimes where the cops can see them. Trespass, fucking obstruction of walkways, obstruction of traffic, assault, which is screaming in people's faces, is assault, threatening people. It's assault and terroristic threats. Those are crimes, and the cops are actually legally allowed to fucking arrest you for them. And they give protesters a shitload of leeway because you can't do that normally.
Forward, Rula. And I quote tweeted it. I was like, this is like Israel Havra. Like, I don't understand what the DNC is doing. Like, trying to claim that it's not. Oh shit. AOC stuck behind a motorcade. Yeah, it's just that sucks. So what are you gonna do?
It'd be funny to find out.
I mean,
it'd be funny to find out AOC got stuck behind the protesters that broke into the fucking ingress-egress lane. The cops are like, nobody can travel down this road right now because the fucking protesters are blocking it so Hasan can't get his interview.
Yeah, AOC anytime, it doesn't really matter. Like, it would have been cool to do it here, but maybe we just don't do it. Maybe I just cancel it. I don't know. Eden Omar's team hasn't got back to my manager, and we don't have a space. So I'm telling everybody, I'm canceling all the interviews. You know what I mean, though? Chat and March. Like
that we use the most out of the opportunity.
This is a gimme. Like, this was not supposed to happen at all.
Oh
this
yeah,
is
for sure.
Not even in my wildest imagination would I have thought that we would have access to.
Why would Dibs cop defender Tyler? Good luck. I mean, dude, you gotta defend people. They're still people. Sucks. I know. Be better to just dehumanize them and pretend like they're monsters. If I beat somebody up, I'm gonna fucking pretend that they're a person. They are. Cops are fucking people. I know it sucks. They got too much power and a lot of them are cunts. All cops are bastards. They just literally are. They fucking suck. But what do you think you're going to achieve not understanding that they're people with like people motivations? What does it get you? Do you just need to dehumanize them? I mean, if I get it, like if you're trying to psych yourself up to like murder somebody, dehumanizing them is like one of the best ways to do it. I wouldn't. If I have to hurt somebody, I like hurting the person specifically. Kind of keeps me grounded. You know what I mean? I do it because it's a personal thing for me, between me and that individual. But if you're just like, oh shit, I gotta dehumanize this person. Usually it's because you want to kill somebody, right? Like that's it. So like I don't understand what's the point of ultimate like super dehumanizing the cops unless you want to kill. Do you want to kill a cop? Like is that it? Because if that's it, that makes sense. But if it's not, what is it gonna get you? Like literally answer me that question. Like what do you get from it? What do you get? Does it make you feel better? Or are you just like, oh, they've lost their humanity. Now anything can be done to them. It's just the same thing as the fucking Lowell overruled guy. You know what I mean? And once you got to understand too, once you start putting yourself in a position where you're like, I'm going to dehumanize my enemy, you put yourself in a position where you can't talk to them because you don't see them as human anymore. It's like, try not to consistently dehumanize humans because it's not going to get you anywhere. Inarguable. You don't have to talk to them if you don't want. You don't have to fight. You can ignore them. You can go, I find myself getting swept up. It's fun. It's fun dehumanizing people. It is. It feels good. I'll tell you what. It feels fucking awesome because then you can say anything you want about them. You know, you dehumanize somebody. You can. Oh man, you can fucking think of shit and you don't have to feel bad because you've dehumanized them. They're not like people, not like you. You can think and say and do anything you want. They're ontologically evil. You could cut their skin off. You could fucking, chop their fingers down and stuff. You set them on fire, blow them up. Doesn't even matter who they are as long as they're wearing the uniform, right? Yeah, you can kill them, torture them, murder them, steal stuff from them, all that kind of stuff. Because that's what you do when you dehumanize people. It feels good. You don't have to feel anything because they're not human because you've dehumanized them. It's fucking based, right? It feels good. It feels good to dehumanize people. Isn't that fucking wild? I love that a lot of times too that people are like, oh, you're treating cops like people, like human beings, and then they're like, I fucking hate the military. These baby killers in the United States, they're not like humans, they're not like us. You fucking weirdos, dude.
get into the DNC and like have never in my wildest imagination would I have ever thought that like we would get like, you know, 4 days of just like being inside of the DNC, getting full-blown access and taking advantage of it all the way. Obviously, like, I'm not a TikToker. I'm not like a YouTuber.
I gotta pay attention to this.
Which requires a much you
guys are saying interesting things in chat. I've actually got to finish this
kind
shit.
of lift, right? And it's pretty crazy. I'm surprised it took this long. I don't know. I mean, I think Daniela literally came over to be like, "No, we're not kicking you out."
Yeah.
I think it was like they did it in front of the New York Times. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. Do they think that was not gonna like be part of a story potentially?
Look how fucking stoked he is. You think they're not gonna cover this in the New York Times? Clout fiend, clout demon, dude.
Even congresspersons are having a hard time getting on the floor right now. No, I know. I'm literally talking to the Elon Musk team, and they're like, we can't leave. Other congresspersons are not like able to leave they're not able to exit the areas that they're in.
Show it there. I definitely feel a sense of relief leaving.
Yeah. I think we lucked out.
Probably. Dude, if we had stayed to the very end, imagine trying to get out of there.
Oh my God. At first, I was like, this sucks. Because I had mapped the whole thing. But now that we were able to like do a swift exit, it's 8 p.m. By the time by the time we get there, we're gonna be able to like easily put that together. Boom, 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 desktop stream. I keep going. And this way I have an early flight out too. I get to, I didn't get kicked out of the convention. I just got kicked out of the studio space that they had given me. And they did it in like a very weird way too. They did it literally during an interview that I was conducting with the New York Times about creators for Kamala, which makes it like extra crazy because it literally like that is a story in and of itself. I don't know if the guy will actually write about it or not, but like ultimately it was like a
well, that's not really a big deal. The cool thing about interview when you write is you can kind of pick it up, set it down at any time. The studio space doesn't matter as much when it's in print.